Hello guys. Welcome to the weather stream. Let me get my stuff pulled up here. Doopy 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 doo. There we go. Hold on. Hold on a minute. There's that. There's that. Awesome sauces. Hello guys. Welcome to the weather stream. Hello. I know it's most of my team in here, but as people come in, we can inform people what's going on today. We've got a lot of things to talk about. We've got some severe weather to talk about. It's been really a couple days, actually. It's probably been about a week since we've done a weather update, and the reason why that is there's not been a lot going on. Also, if you guys did not go watch the funny video that I made literally about 30 minutes ago, go watch it. It's the best 6 seconds of your life. It's worth it, I think, personally. I'm trying to post more funny stuff here and there other than just weather content, especially when we don't have a lot of weather going on, so it happens here and there. But other than that, welcome in, guys. Elizabeth says we got absolutely devastated in Temple, Arizona today. Yeah, you guys have had lots of flooding. And sadly, you're going to add some severe weather to that tomorrow again. We've actually got a tornado risk tomorrow in Southern California for Los Angeles and Santa Barbara. We're going to talk about that here in a minute as well. But right now, pretty nice if you're in the Ohio Valley, the deep south. We do have the remnants of this nor'easter kind of hanging around up here. But this system is eventually going to move its way out to sea here away from the United States. So we got a little bit longer to deal with that, but a huge upper level low hanging out here off the west coast of California. And this is actually the system that is going to bring us this weekend's severe weather event. And I'm not joking. We're actually going to have a second piece of energy that's going to come down out of Canada, but we are expecting severe weather later on this week. Now, I will let you guys know, the models have been very back and forth today on how this severe weather threat is going to evolve. That's mostly what we're going to be talking about. We'll do a deep dive on the tropics here as well in just a little bit. We are watching potentially one more system, a longer system to track here over the next couple of weeks, but even that's uncertain on where that's going to go at this point in time. But severe weather is going to be the main focus, and we do have the threat for severe weather pretty much each day this week on the minimal side of things. A more robust, potential significant severe weather event could unfold on Saturday. And the area that I have circled is the area that we're basically watching. Maybe even a little bit further here to the north than where I actually have circled at. But in a nutshell, we are dealing with severe weather this weekend, and we have our first day 6 slight risk in more than a couple of months from the Storm Prediction Center, so that's a big thing that we're watching. I do want to take a look at a couple of things here. I do want to go to Radar Mega here for just a moment. We can take a look at what's actually happening here across the lovely United States. Look at that pull back up. There we go. There we go. Awesome. But yeah, we are tracking this system across California right now. You can see those outer rain bands from this upper level low that's coming in. There is a chance, one, for heavy rainfall, and two, for a couple of tornadoes through the overnight hours tonight into tomorrow as instability kind of works its way in different areas here. The main area that we're actually focused on for that tornado threat is this area right in here tomorrow. A little 2% tornado risk that the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted. I've not seen a lot of guidance this afternoon really supporting a big time tornado threat down here. We're just gonna have to see how things play out when we get up in the morning. I'll look at things. We'll kind of talk about that here in just a little bit. But the threat for an isolated tornado risk tomorrow for Los Angeles. You guys are, I'm not joking. This is not like an April Fool's joke. Legitimately, Los Angeles has a 2% tornado risk tomorrow. I wish that wasn't true, but that's the case. So we are watching that tomorrow. Like I said, you know what? I'll just go ahead and play the radar out so you guys can get an idea of what's going to be happening here. This is the latest Triple HR model run here, the O2Z that just came in. You can see a couple little cells going to be working in here. That tornado threat could actually, start to ramp up around 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, yeah, it doesn't happen every day. That's also very true as well, Kayla. I don't remember the last time we did have one, now that I think about it. I know we've had a couple on and off back in the beginning of the season in, up in Northern California, I think. But other than that, I can't remember off the top of my head now that I think about it. I'll go back and I'll look at that. But anyways, storms will be moving in around 6 to 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If there's any tornado warnings ongoing tomorrow morning, we'll hop on stream. Right now, I could see this being a little threat. There is going to definitely be some spin in the atmosphere, but there's going to be some instability tomorrow afternoon that works in. And any of these storms that come in with the low tomorrow afternoon behind the main line of storms that comes in tomorrow morning could produce an isolated tornado threat. So we'll kind of see how things unfold here, but I'm not super like it's going to be a big, robust event. So something to kind of watch there as well. Other than that, we do have Tropical Storm Lorenzo kind of hanging out here as well in the Eastern Atlantic. You can kind of see it's going to do a little weird loop-de-loop curve. This system is going to pretty much kind of hang out here. Not really too worried about this system. What I am worried about on what's going to be coming up past this point here. And we'll take a look at that satellite imagery. Let me go to that clear inner. There it is. Yeah, so there's a Lorenzo looking very poorly organized, I would say is the word here. This doesn't even really look like a tropical storm. I don't know what's going on here. If we're probably getting some shear out of the southwest is what I'm guessing. Very unimpressive system. That's kind of been how the trend has been this year. A little pocket of convection here. Now, I do want to take a look as well. We do have lots of convection firing off on this frontal boundary here, and some of the ensemble runs over the last couple of days here kind of gave this a low chance of developing. We'll see if a low spins up here in the next day or two. I do want to watch that, but this is the next piece of energy that we are watching. We're going to get a little low riding wave that just came off the coast of Africa, and this has got the potential to become our next named system. Now, the guidance is actually downtrended this afternoon compared to what it was this morning. Now, this wave does have the potential, if it can hang itself together for the next week and make it over here into the Caribbean by the weekend, we could see ourselves a tropical system, a hurricane, about a million different options on where this is going to go. The GFS model for the last 2 runs has put a Category 4 hurricane just off the coast of Miami, Florida on Halloween. I'm not joking. Whoa, what was that? Claire, what was that? Thank you for the magic prop. I appreciate that. Thank you. Claire, you don't have to do that, but I appreciate it very, very much. Good to see you here as well. But yeah, so we're going to be watching this very, very closely in terms of tropical development. I'm not, like I said, too keen on it right now. It's got a lot of time to get itself together as it works to the west. Bruh. Claire, we're going to fight. That's what's about to happen. We are going to fight. That is insane. I appreciate you, Claire, beyond words. Thank you. Thank you. Did not have to do that. Guys, please make sure you follow Claire in the chat. Just please give her all the love in the world. She is an amazing part of this team, and I appreciate her, and she just goes batshit crazy in these live streams, and I beyond appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. I don't really have to say other than thank you. I appreciate it. Please, please, please give her some love, guys, in the chat. Please, just give her a follow if you guys have not. She is also a huge creator as well here on TikTok. If you guys just need time and you want to hang out, go watch her live streams as well. She does amazing, amazing work on here as well, and I appreciate her. So, heck yeah, let's freaking go. I appreciate that. I forgot what I was saying. Darn it. That was awesome. I'm gonna have to go back and clip that and post that later. As I was saying though, thank you guys else for the gifts. Queen, thank you for the gifts. Icy, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get off of Radar Omega because this is really not going to tell us too much of the story. Let's go ahead and let's start to look at some different runs here. I mentioned NHC. Let's talk about NHC here for a moment. Four Corners, I'll get back to that here in just a second, Kay, because we're going to talk about the severe weather again for tomorrow. We do once again just have Tropical Storm Lorenzo. I do think the National Hurricane Center is going to give us a highlight somewhere in this vicinity. I don't know what that's going to look like. I'm shocked they haven't done it yet already, just because we already have our little tropical wave kind of hanging out over here. But this is going to be the general fashion, a wiggly wobbly to the west. Yeah, we're just gonna have to watch this very closely. But in reality, I really think, guys, once we get to November 1st, hurricane season is pretty much going downhill at this point. If this tropical system does not develop, I think we pretty much escape hurricane season without a single landfall other than Tropical Storm Chantal at the beginning of the year. So that would be a huge blessing, but what that's going to do is that's going to make our tornado season a lot more robust, and I'm not okay with that. So that's something we are going to have to watch. So we're going to watch two areas here. This week, we're going to watch for a little weak disturbance down here in either Caribbean and the Yucatan, and then we're going to watch our main load that's going to come off this coastline here literally today and start to work its way west here. Now, if we talk about the tropics, we'll just go ahead and talk about tropics now. We'll bring up severe weather here in just a moment. Here are the latest GEFS ensembles for our tropical wave. Now, if we look at this, here we go. All of this up here, don't pay attention to this. What we want to pay attention to is this little tropical disturbance right here. This is the one that we're going to have to watch. So very low lighting low riding wave, and this is going to have the potential once again to kind of head this direction. You see there's not a lot of development on it. There's a couple runs here that have some development, but it really doesn't start to develop until we get into next week. It looks to be that this wave will just be entering the Leeward Islands by next Sunday or next Monday. Now, if this wave is still intact and it's not ripped apart by shear and dry air and struggling, we may have ourselves an issue next week. That is my concern right now. It's just kind of watching and seeing, is the system going to stay alive? Is it going to develop? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the water temperatures down here in the Caribbean and in the Gulf are warm, very, very warm. So they do support tropical cyclone formation. And I'll show you guys a couple scenarios here in just a moment that the models have been kind of picking up on. But the GFS ensembles, once this gets to next week, we're still watching this system. Some have a recurve. I mean, there are like a million different scenarios on where this could go. Some have a recurve out to sea. Some take this as far as the Yucatan. You can see the endless possibilities of where the system could go, and we're not going to know the answers to this until way later down the road. So something we're watching for here. We'll keep you guys updated on that here. The European ensembles are a little bit more kind of in favor of development, I would say, at this point. This is the 12Z run from earlier. You can see most of the ensembles actually keeping this further to the south here, keeping this more towards land masses. If we were to get any landed interaction with this wave down here in like Central America, this would be an issue in terms of kind of ripping this thing apart and keeping it from developing. But you never can say never in the tropics. So something we're watching here as well. We'll keep you guys updated on that. I think the 18Z also had this. Yeah, 18Z does have this starting to develop as it goes towards next Sunday and Monday. So we'll be watching this wave for a good amount of time. And a couple little runs over here showing some type of development near the Caribbean and the Gulf. Not too, keen on that either. Let's take a look at Google Deep AI. And yeah, Google Deep AI is even backing down on some of the runs as well next week. So we're not seeing a lot of support for this wave. And that may be the reason why the National Hurricane Center has not highlighted anything yet. There is some support as we go into late next week. Something we're going to watch here. But what is that? What are we doing? Why are we doing this today? Claire! What are you doing? Why? I appreciate you. Thank you. Why? Claire, I know, right? You're fine. I appreciate it. You don't have to do that. I hope you know that. I appreciate it very, very much. Oh my goodness gracious. Guys, please pick up Claire if you have not picked her up already. She is just amazing, and I appreciate the support very, very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Claire, seriously, like, I appreciate it. I have no words. We're just going to fight later is what's going to happen. We're going to fight. Please give her love, guys, if you guys have not given her love. Make sure you guys also, like I said, if you ever see Claire live, she does do live streams as well. Please go show her some love on her live stream. She does amazing work, and once again, a big asset to the team, and I appreciate it. Thank you a million times. Again, thank you. I'm just blown away. I appreciate it. As we were talking about, though, if you guys do have questions, by the way, weather-related questions in chat, feel free to throw them in there. Also, to my viewers on YouTube, Justin and Kyle, good to see you guys in there as well. I did not forget about you guys. I appreciate you guys for hopping in on the channel over there as well. You're good, Claire. I appreciate it. I'll find a way to give it back. Legitimately, though. I appreciate it beyond words. Thank you. You are completely fine. I appreciate it. As I was saying, though, taking a look here at our global endurmatistic runs, here is the Rochelle, you missed it. You missed everything. You missed everything, literally. Claire's popping off in chat. Very much appreciated. As I was saying, though, we're going to take a look here at the latest icon model run. Not the Bird Boy. That's wild. You don't have to, Claire. I appreciate it. You don't have to. Here's the latest icon model run. It does have our tropical wave kind of meandering here, and then by next Tuesday, it's got it sitting down here in the Caribbean. So the dermatistic runs, they do show development. The global ensembles have it and don't have it. So really, in reality, like I said, guys, we just got to watch it. I'm not freaking out anything right now. I'm more concerned about the severe weather. We're going to talk about the severe weather here in just a moment. As we go into the next couple of weeks, we probably are going to have severe weather coverage on Saturday. We'll probably even have some severe weather coverage maybe Wednesday or Thursday as well. So something we're going to have to watch. Yes, I will go over severe weather here in just a second. I want to show you guys something. So this is the icon model. This is what the icon's doing with our tropical wave next week. The European model, less aggressive, does have the tropical wave developing, but it has it slamming into like Mexico. But it does take it further west. And then you have the GFS. Actually, no, we'll go Euro AI first. Euro AI takes the wave as well to the west here, has it kind of hanging out here into the next week, and then after that, it's kind of history at that point. And then we have the GFS. Now, I want to show you guys this for teaching lessons, okay? Here we go. Let's start out with the GFS from last night, the OOZ run from last night, because we're going to have to watch the new one that's about to come in to see if it changes at all. But here is our GFS from last night. Now, remember, anytime we're looking at models over 200 hours out, really over 100, 150 hours out, take it with a grain of salt. Doesn't mean this is what's going to happen. It probably won't happen, but it does take our tropical wave to about next Monday. This is next Monday, the 20th. And you can see it's kind of hanging out here, a little low pressure up here off the coast of Florida. Not too worried about this, but as this gets into the Caribbean next week, if it does develop, you can see what it kind of does with it. It takes it to the north. This model run last night took it out to sea. Completely fine with that scenario. This morning, things started to change. The 06Z run from this morning took this wave, brings it into the Caribbean, brings it lower, and then takes a Cat 5 hurricane into Puerto Rico and into Cuba, and then takes it up off the coastline. Not a great scenario. Once again, a long ways out. Not too worried about it. The 12Z. Let's run through the 12Z. The 12Z GFS run from this afternoon. What did it do? It started showing more of a western trend. Brings it into the Caribbean. There it is down here kind of hanging out. And then it takes a Cat 5 hurricane into Cuba and then barely misses Miami, Florida. That was the 12Z. And then we get the 18Z. Go figure, what's the 18Z going to do? If you pay attention to the streams and watch our stuff here, you know the 18Z GFS run is always full of shit. And what does it do? It takes this wave far, far, far to the west, basically hangs out in the Caribbean Sea for almost all of next week, and then eventually takes a Cat 5 hurricane into Cuba, further to the west, and then by Halloween, basically almost makes a landfall on Halloween in Miami, Florida. So you see what we're looking at. A lot of possibilities next week if this wave develops. That's the big question mark. Is this tropical wave going to last through this week into next week? Because if it doesn't, we're not going to be talking about anything. If it does, then we ultimately have problems. And once again, any type of tropical system that can sustain convection in this area here is going to be almost volatile and it rapidly intensified just due to the water temperatures and other natures that are around it. So something we're watching for. The new model run, the OOZ4 current, is just now uploading. So once this starts to update and gets a little bit further in, we'll talk about it. I've already seen multiple people fear-mongering and posting videos just based off of this image right here. I will zoom in. If you guys see anybody posting this run right here, where it shows a major hurricane hanging off the coast of Florida, don't buy into that BS. If you buy into that BS, there's a problem. Here we go. You'll probably see this image floating around a lot. A hurricane right off the coast of Miami. This actually brings hurricane force winds on the 29th in there. So I want you guys to know, if you live in Florida, if you live in the Gulf, we are over 300 hours out from this system even potentially becoming a United States issue. I am not worried. I am not concerned. If it gets into the Caribbean at the end of this weekend, that is when we really start to watch the system. We're going to be watching it and keeping you guys updated, but we can't really forecast the system nor give scenarios on a system when, one, it hasn't developed, and two, there's not a lot of support for it. So if you're in Florida, if you're in the Gulf, we're going to keep you guys updated. That's what we do on the channel here. This is what I do full-time for a living. We're going to keep you guys updated. I'm not worried about it right now. We'll see what the OOZ does tonight. We'll see if it shifts or trends in a different direction. What I do want to talk about is severe weather. This is going to be a big conversation this week and going into this weekend and going into next week. If you guys know, fall severe weather season is like spring severe weather season. It brings tornado outbreaks, severe weather outbreaks, all of that stuff. I've seen a lot of people hyping up the Day 6 outlook. The Storm Prediction Center issued the first Day 6 outlook today that we've seen in a couple of months. It's very rare that we get a Day 4 through 8 outlook, let alone a Day 6. People have been saying on social media today, oh, we're going to get a tornado outbreak across the Arctic, across the Ohio Valley on Saturday. No, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is not more than likely going to be a tornado outbreak. And there are a lot of reasons. One, the trough looks like garbage. Right now it does. The instability looks like garbage. The moisture return's pretty decent. And the low-level jet that would accompany the tornado risk is also looking like garbage. So my main threat for this weekend on Saturday, and I'll talk about the risk zone here in just a second, is mostly going to be damaging winds and hail and then a couple isolated tornadoes. I don't see the system being a big tornado producer, at least as of right now. We're still 7 days out from this event, really 5 to 6 days out from this event. We've got a lot of time. Things can change. Things can trend up. Things can trend down. It is fall fall severe weather season, it is very hard to forecast. And if you don't believe that tornadoes happen in fall and winter, you might want to check climatology, because we've had some of our biggest tornado outbreaks in the fall and winter months. And some of the most historic tornadoes, Mayfield, Kentucky, December 10th, 2021. We've got about a million other ones I could list off, but we have a bunch of them that happen during the fall and winter months. So if you think severe weather only happens during spring, you might want to be paying attention more, just in general. So we see a lot of it happen. So here's our risk zones. Actually, today's risk zone is pretty much ended and pretty much over with. Here's tomorrow's risk zone. If you're just joining into the stream, I'm not joking when I say this. We have a tornado threat tomorrow in Los Angeles, California. I'm not joking. We have a small tornado risk tomorrow, at least as of right now, in Los Angeles, California, and Santa Barbara, California. There is a 2% tornado risk that is hanging out over here on the southwestern side of Cali, where we could see a brief, weak tornado tomorrow if the upper level low that is kind of hanging off here brings enough instability and enough low level shear. And we talked about that a few minutes ago. Between 6 o'clock tomorrow morning and about lunchtime tomorrow is going to be that risk zone chance. So we'll be on standby tomorrow if any warnings pop off to hop on stream. I'll just be up early tomorrow if I need to be up. So we'll be watching that here. We'll see if SPC kind of sticks with that through the overnight hours. But yes, if I got any Californians in here, any Southwestern Californian people, we have that tornado threat tomorrow morning. We'll talk about the timeline, all that here again in just a moment. Wind threat tomorrow at 5% for both regions for winds up to 60, and a hail threat as well. Not too worried about tomorrow. We'll watch that tornado risk. We'll see what happens. We get to the day 3 outlook. This is going to be for Wednesday. Jenny Purr, do you want out? Love of all of this whole week. Go. Thank you. All right, guys, it's Jenny Purr day, apparently. Anyways, as I was saying, we go to the day 3 outlook here, and we have double marginal risk zone for Wednesday. This is going to be a wind and a hail threat up here from eastern Colorado back up into South Dakota. Another marginal risk, back down here into New Mexico and southwestern Colorado. Not too worried about the day 3 outlook. We'll see what happens overnight tonight if anything changes. Now, we get to day 4 and day 5. We don't have anything from the Storm Prediction Center on day 4. That is going to be for Thursday. Thursday looks to be a transition day. I have seen the potential for some severe weather up here in this area, some low and severe weather. We'll just kind of see what models do overnight tonight and hang out tomorrow. Friday could be interesting as well. We could have some severe weather, potentially from Oklahoma down to northern Texas on Friday. This is be the area that I'm watching, maybe even an area up here potentially. It's kind of looking and analyzing at things. We'll talk about the new runs here in just a moment, but something to watch there. And for the first time in, I think, 2 or 3 months, there it is. Day 6 severe weather outlook here. A level 2 slight risk in play for Western Kentucky. I myself am included in that. Absolutely love that. Northeastern Texas, all of Arkansas, literally the whole state of Arkansas, northwestern Mississippi, western Tennessee, eastern Oklahoma, and pretty much most of Missouri here. So we are going to be watching mostly a damaging wind threat and a hail threat. I've seen, like I said, a lot of social media posts about today. Please stay just tuned to the channel, guys, for weather updates. There are so many people out there that look at this map and they think this means that there's a tornado outbreak happening, and they're just dumb-minded and not smart. Don't listen to those people. They have no idea what they're talking about. This is basically what this yellow circle means, is it means there's a 15% chance of severe weather happening in that area within a 25-mile radius of a given point. This is the level 2 risk out of 5 on the severe weather scale. It does not mean a tornado outbreak is happening, and it doesn't mean a severe weather outbreak is happening. If we get an orange color or a red or a pink, that's where we kind of start to get a little bit more concerned. We are concerned because severe weather is back. We know it's happening. We've talked about this. We've talked about this for weeks now when severe weather is going to return. This is going to be kind of the first little episode. I do think personally when this risk zone updates tonight and we get this move to the day 5 outlook, I think this is probably going to shrink. And the reason why I think it's going to shrink is this area right up in here, the Ohio River Valley, Western Kentucky, Illinois, and Missouri. This area is a little bit more conditional. And just going off of models this afternoon, we are downtrending significant with instability. I really think the slight risk will probably get pulled further back to the south. I think the real area that we're watching for, at least as of now, for severe weather is going to be this area right in here. I'm not too confident on Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, and, you know, really eastern and central Missouri right now. And that's just due to lack of instability. If instability uptrends as we get closer to this event, which is absolutely possible, we could see that change. But until this risk zone changes, you know, if you're in the severe weather risk zone for Saturday, pay attention is what we're looking at here. So this does include basically the cities that we're looking at here. We do have Memphis, St. Louis, Missouri, Little Rock, Arkansas, Springfield, Missouri, Springfield, Illinois, Memphis, Tennessee. We've got Greenville, Mississippi, Evansville, Indiana, Western Kentucky, Paducah. I mean, you name it. If you're on the map, you should know where you live at. This is where we're watching for that day 6 outlook. And if you read the storm predictions wording here, word by word, I'm just going to read this so you guys can understand. This is from them. It says on Thursday, actually, I won't read Thursday. because there's not anything with Thursday. It says from Friday into Saturday, a large-scale mid-level trough is forecast to move eastward from the Central Rockies into and Intermountain west in the Great Plains. Scattered thunderstorms will be possible Friday afternoon, evening ahead of the trough along the near axis of instability from Oklahoma northeastward into northwest Missouri. I will interpret here in just a minute, guys, as well once I'm done reading. It says forecast instability and deep layer shear appears sufficient for an isolated severe threat. So that's going to be Friday into Saturday. We'll probably get a marginal somewhere in Oklahoma, Texas, and up towards the middle Rockies there. We'll talk about more of that once that gets closer to happening here. Friday night, low-level moisture advection is forecast to markedly increase in surface dew points in the mid to lower 60s, overspread the Arklatex, Ozarks, and mid-Mississippi River Valley. Moderate instability is expected to develop early in the day on Saturday across parts of the moist sector where moderate to strong deep layer shear will be in place. Thunderstorms that form along near the axis of strongest instability should obtain a severe threat. Supercells are going to be the main threat with this, which is interesting. So it says supercells with severe wind gust, hail, and a tornado potential will be possible. The magnitude of the severe weather threat will be greatest in areas that remain unaffected by morning thunderstorm activity. So we got to remember here, when we're dealing with severe weather, is there morning time convection? Is there cloud cover? That limits instability. Storms need instability. This time of the year, we don't need a lot of instability. 500 to 1,000 joules per kilogram will do it. We're going to have to see once we get closer and the models start to pick up on it in short range and medium range mode, we'll get an idea of what that looks like. But it looks to be right now, supercells with all hazards will be possible for anybody in the risk zone. So the severe threat should spread eastward into the lower and mid-Mississippi Valley by Saturday evening into the overnight period. Although lingering uncertainties exist, confidence in the model's solutions is great enough to add a 15% over this time. And then it says Sunday into Monday, where we don't have a risk zone yet. The mid-level trough is forecast to move eastward across the lower to mid-Mississippi Valley on Sunday into the mid-Atlantic seaboard on Monday. Thunderstorms will be ongoing Sunday morning ahead of a cold front moving through Ohio and Tennessee Valley. So it does look like this is going to be a Saturday night, overnight event into Sunday. This is what I'm seeing and getting out of this as of right now. And then it says instability's forecast remain relatively weak. So we'll see how things look when we get to closer to this event. So right now, Saturday is the main event. If you're in this yellow shaded area, you should know where you live on a map. You need to be preparing for all hazards of severe weather. We'll have an update on this tomorrow. More than likely, this will change. This will probably honestly shrink. If this gets any bigger, I'll be a little bit shocked, which means they're more confident on robust instability outside of what models are supporting. This is the biggest, complicated thing when it comes to severe weather is making sure that everything lines up. Is the trough timing, adequate? Is the moisture return enough? Are we going to see enough instability? Because one little offset in ingredient in the atmosphere throws this whole risk zone basically up in question on, are we going to get anything? And this year's been a year of busted risk zones. We've seen a lot of risk zones not come to fruition, which is always good. That's why these forecasts are sometimes very, very hard to nail. So we'll have more on this as we get more guidance over the next couple of days. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. We'll keep you guys updated here. So if the clouds, morning convection clear up, there will be likely chance for severe weather. I think there's going to be severe weather regardless. It's just the areas that see morning time convection or cloud cover may be limited in terms of severe weather. And those areas are going to be harder to depict until we get closer to this event happening. And so, like I said, when we get, 48 to 72 hours out on Friday and Thursday into Friday, we'll have an idea of what this will start to look like. So about 2 more days, we'll start to paint a picture here, which will be interesting to watch. Like I said, then we get past that point and, we'll just have to see what happens here with this. I saw somebody ask a question, is Tornado Alley shifting east? No, it's not. So we have 3 different regions. We have traditional Tornado Alley that goes from Texas back up into the high plains. You have Dixie Alley, which is basically most of the southeast, Arkansas, and a little bit of the Missouri Boot Hill. You have the Ohio Valley, which sees severe weather. I mean, different people call it different things, but Tornado Alley is not shifting. We're just seeing more hot spots change in different areas where severe weather is happening at. We go through phases climatology wise. So you got to think not every single year there's going to be tornadoes in one same spot. They're going to move around based off of jet stream flow and different adequate characteristics in the atmosphere. So that is why, but no, Tornado Alley is not shifting. I've seen a lot of people try to make that a case, and that's just not plausible. I don't think personally it is. So Weatherman, correct. You're right. Absolutely. 100%. Almost a grade meteorologist. So we're getting there. I don't know if that was sarcasm or not, but anyways, let's see here. Do you guys have questions on anything regarding Saturday? Locations other than people in the risk zone here? We need to be watching. Outside of that, we'll be keeping updated tabs on anybody else. We'll take a look at the troughing and all that here in just a minute. Managed Reed Timmer approved, LOL. That was a really interesting and fun time that I had. I got to go meet Reed Timmer guys a couple days ago. It was a really fun experience, by the way, for anybody that knows who that is. Oh, you're joking. You're fine. I didn't know if it was sarcasm or not. You're good. Yeah, Sunday is going to be hard to figure out because we don't have a risk zone. I'm not going to speculate too much on Sunday because there's not really a lot of support for that right now. All right, let's take a look at. Yeah, Dixie Alley's going to get it again during the winter and spring, I think, again, with the way the jet stream flow is going to be. It'll definitely favor. Absolutely, 100%. All right, let's look at our models here. Let's talk. Let's see what we're looking at here. Is our new GFS in yet? I want to take one more look and see if we've got any updates. All right, so a tropical wave is still hanging out down here, interestingly enough. All right, let's go look at the 18Z from earlier because the GFS model is showing a faster moving trough, which is basically allowing for the severe weather threat to be more lesser on the side of things than what the risk zone calls for. So we're going to have this battle all season long as we do with severe weather, where the Euro and the GFS typically show two different solutions, far out, and then we have to wait and see, if they're going to make up over time as we go closer to the event happening. So like I said, just taking a look here at the troughing, here's our upper level low. This is what's bringing that little tornado risk to southwestern California tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. Remember, if you're in Santa Barbara or Los Angeles, you had that isolated tornado risk tomorrow morning. We'll talk about that again here in just a minute. Same trough moves over. Now, here's the biggest thing. The ridge that is in effect down here in the southeast, this big old high pressure, you can see the U there, the mountainous shape that this takes on. This is going to either help amplify our trough. When I say amplify, that basically elongates it and makes it, more basically stronger and allowing for a stronger severe weather setup. Or it's going to kind of, shrink it down here, and then we're going to get our subtropical connection, not subtropical connection. We're going to get our northwestern connection out of the, I am losing my mind today, guys. That's what happens when you take a week off. We're going to get our northwestern connection out of Canada. It's going to help allow for the severe weather set to really ramp up. And you can see as we go into the Thursday, Friday time frame here, there comes our second piece of energy. And here's the big question mark. How potent is this upper low going to be, and when do we get this connection to happen? Because it's all based off of forcing the shear. Where is everything going to be at? We still got lots of time to figure this out. And I'm actually showing you guys a new run. I wanted to show you guys the old run because the new run has not updated. There we go. Here's our jet stream setup. So we're going to stop this right at Saturday. We'll go Saturday 21Z. So this is where our trough is going to be at according to the GFS on Saturday. Big upper level low up here, big dip in the jet stream. This is actually where that severe weather threat is going to be more concentrated out. We're going to have a surface low to the northwest here of Texas, and this is going to allow for a nice little southwesterly flow. How much instability, how much moisture do we get built up in this area by the time the system gets up here? Big question mark. Lots of things to figure out, like I said, over the next couple of days. Most of you guys up here into like Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota are going to see some rain showers, but nothing severe really. That severe weather threat's going to stay just south of where that trough ejection is happening at there. So big difference here on the GFS troughing and the Euro. We'll show what the Euro looks like in a minute. And then as we go through time, we're going to get another trough that's going to come in. And this is the one that I really like to see potentially develop here for more severe weather as we go towards next week. We got to get through the first one before we worry about the second one. But when you see an active troughing pattern like this that kind of waves like a wave, when you see this, typically that means severe weather is going to happen somewhere, more times than not. So that's what we're kind of waiting to see. Jen with the Night Star, thank you. I appreciate that gift as well. Make sure you guys do follow the top gifters. As always, I appreciate you very, very, very much. That was a pretty cool gift, by the way. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, what I'm getting at is when we start to see this happen as we go into time, there's our, bull crap hurricane scenario, and there's our big dip in the jet stream. This is over 300 hours out. Don't take this, take that with a grain of salt. But what I'm getting at here is we're going to see lots of changes. And with these dips in the jet stream, we get severe weather, we get winter weather. If we take a look at our instability with this troughing or with this setup that's coming in on Saturday, it's not that impressive. You can see the instability for Thursday, and then for Friday, I really want to watch Friday. Friday looks to be like a little sneaky threat down here in northern Texas and Oklahoma. So we can see a little bit of instability here, kind of setting up Friday night into Saturday. And then once Saturday gets here, here's the biggest issue. The GFS has just been not showing a lot of instability, and this could either be due to cloud cover up here. I don't know what's going on, but it keeps the main axis of instability in Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. So we're going to have to see how this plays out over the next couple of days if we get some changes with this, or if not. The European shows a little bit more robust instability, but still not a lot. So lots of things to kind of work through here, like I said, over the next couple of days. And this is a pretty decent little hodograph, supportive of tornado genesis here. Not a perfect hodograph, but a decent little hodograph for eastern Arkansas or western Arkansas into eastern Oklahoma. So right now, if the GFS were to be right, this is where severe weather would mostly be happening at. And that's if you know, we don't get more instability in different places than what's forecasted. That's always a possibility. And then after that, we get more instability as we go into the following week. And I like next week's setup. I really think next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we could see more robust setup if things were to kind of verify here. So we'll kind of have to see how things play out as we go into, like I said, the next couple of days here. Let's see if we're just far enough out here to see a difference yet on Friday. I'm going to let this load in here. We'll go to a new run. We'll go to the European real quick. Pull this over. Yeah, so the European, a lot slower with the troughing ejection on Friday into Saturday here, and therefore we get a more robust back end forcing with our trough, and therefore this would be a more robust severe weather outbreak potentially on Saturday if the European is right. So it's a battle of which model is going to be right. Is the GFS going to trend faster, or is the European going to trend slower? Both matter significantly. Faster trough, less severe weather. Slower trough, more severe weather, and it's kind of which one's going to happen. So we're going to have to wait and see which trend evolves, and hopefully we can get those answers here pretty soon. But that's why the Storm Prediction Center felt confident to go ahead and issue a risk zone, just because they know that there's going to be the potential enough confidence for severe weather as we go towards Saturday. But this would be a little more of a potent troughing here. So yeah, I think the Euro wins more times than not, but we'll have to see what happens. And then we go into the following weekend. How about this? This would be something. We get past this week here, we get into next week, this would be a severe weather outbreak and a half. And this would cover a lot of people next week if we were to get something up in this vicinity next week. I mean, this is next Tuesday, Wednesday. So in reality, it's about 7 to 8 days out. We're going to have to watch pattern recognition, but the Euro is just wanting to pull an upside down negatively tilted trough right up into the plains here. And this would give us a ripper of a severe weather event next week. I would hate to see what this looks like on pen and paper. That is a hell of a jet streak too. And then after that, things get a little bit more uncertain on what's going to happen. But you can see lots of busyness coming here. Lots of busyness coming. Like I said, just a lot of things to watch and kind of talk about. If we take a look at the moisture return compared to what the GFS has, European model with instability, or not with instability, with dew points, little favorable quarter up here on Thursday. We kind of talked about this the other day in my video. And then we get towards Friday. Once again, want to watch Oklahoma, Kansas, and Eastern Texas on Friday, and then we get into Saturday, and this is just a robust setup. I mean, we have lots of moisture to feed in here. It's just, are we going to get instability? The instability is going to be the biggest thing to watch here. If we get enough instability, we'll have enough for that severe weather setup. And then we get an even bigger moisture return with the Euro. Look at this, on next Wednesday. This would be another big-time severe weather event on Wednesday here. You can see a sharp dry line here setting up. This would promote a lot of parallel to vertical wind shear out of the south-southwest here. This would give us an ample severe weather event next week, but time will tell. We got to watch for trends. I can't say we're going to officially get this when it's 8 days out, but this looks disgusting in terms of a severe weather event next week. Like I said, just have to watch and see. If we take a look at the low-level jet, what's going to happen with that? Low-level jet kind of gives us an idea of how much spin is in the atmosphere in the lower levels to help with tornado genesis. And as we go towards Friday, we'll have just a little bit of shear on Friday to kind of get us a little bit of a tornado risk, maybe in Oklahoma on Friday. And then we get into Saturday. And what's interesting here on Saturday is the Euro goes a lot stronger with a low-level jet for an overnight tornado risk for like Western Kentucky, Southern Illinois, Southern Indiana, Eastern Arkansas, Western Tennessee. We'll have to watch this on Sunday. It's once again, which trend are we getting? Take a look at this. If we talk about a trend up, and we actually might see a little bit more instability here on the GFS run, but look at the differences here. I'll show you guys the 18Z low-level jet on the GFS compared to the Euro here. And it's a big difference. It's a noticeable difference because that helps the tornado risk really get going. Here is, so look at this. Saturday afternoon, basically a almost non-existent low-level jet. Same area. This is the GFS. Look at the Euro. Look at that. Look at that. You're talking 18Z as well? That's a big difference. Actually, that's the wrong date. There, let's go to Saturday. Hold on. There we go. So low-level jet comes in to the overnight hours. That's at 60. So that's at midnight on Sunday. And then midnight on Sunday and Saturday night into Sunday morning. So there's a difference. There's a big difference here on where this trough is going to trend and what's going to happen with it. Remember, less progressive, more severe weather, more amplified, less severe weather. So like I said, just make sure you guys are paying attention to the channel here. We're going to keep you guys updated. I'll have a full video coming out tomorrow morning. We'll have a live stream as well tomorrow. I'm sorry I didn't have any live streams this morning. It's kind of a weird, wacky morning for me. So, that I was just super slow this morning, so bear with me on that one. Let's see if we've got any changes with the troughing. I want to see this with the new run coming in. Georgia to Miami. Wait, Georgia to Michigan or Miami, Ellie? That's my first question for ya. Oh? Oh? Euro or GFS, are we trending up? Let's look here. Let's look here. Let's see. All right, GFS is still being weird with this. I thought for a second we had a difference here. Michigan. Monday should be fine, I would think. I think you're going to be okay on Monday. I'm not too worried about it. Seems like a transition day. Where's the GFS stopped at? It's at 114 hours out. Interesting. So look at the troughing difference on the GFS and the Euro that's coming in right now. So Euro 12Z for Saturday, that's Saturday at going Saturday morning. So as the trough is coming in. So not a very progressive trough on the Euro. And then we take a look at the GFS. Look at the difference. It basically already has the trough in the Ohio Valley on Saturday, which is completely different here. Actually, I think that was the wrong frame. Hold on. I am losing my ever-loving mind here, so give me just a second, guys. There we go. Updated here. Here we go. This is at 21Z. This is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. New GFS run. Here's our trough. Here's our little actual low-pressure system that's going to bring us that severe weather. What does the Euro show at this time? Let's see if we can get there. That's a difference. But the interesting thing is the European does have a stronger low-level jet and mid-level jet and upper-level jet, but it's also back to the west. So it has the low just coming off of Oklahoma at 18Z, and the GFS already has the low progressing eastward. So that is the difference. Once again, timing of the trough. Where do things set up? Those answers will be hopefully entered here very, very soon. But if I'm looking at trends, that's not what I wanted. We might be seeing the GFS trend Euro. Let's see here. Hold on. This was yesterday's trend. Interesting. So 18Z, OOZ. 18Z, OOZ. Our jet stream's a little bit stronger and more intact. Euro, what are you doing at 18Z? Let's look at trends. Actually, I think that's actually what I'll need as a trend. Looks like the GFS is trying to go Euro, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. If you guys can't see the screen, you should be able to hit the landscape button on the bottom right, and it turns it sideways. Interesting on the new run, though. We went from this a couple days ago to this. It's just crazy how trends happen. I wonder if that changes our instability as well. What does that mean if it's trying to go Euro? Euro favors a bigger severe weather setup. The GFS lesser, and that's just due to the trough. Once your trough crosses over your main moisture access, if there's not any forcing or anything for those thunderstorms to go up in, you're not really going to get a severe weather setup. So you want to see a more organized trough but slower trough to get more severe weather, typically in this type of a setup. And the Euro, shows that. The GFS right now has this thing just moving on through and really not giving us much of anything other than some general thunderstorms and a low end threat. So Euro member favors more. We'll have to see how this happens overnight tonight. Once it updates, GFS favors a little bit less. So that's just kind of how we work out the King Son details over the next couple of days. We're going to have to kind of watch and see how the trends go. It's all about model trends. You can never forecast off of just one model run. You just can't do it. It's just impossible almost at this point. Looking at trends again, just kind of looking at today's run. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait, this is weird. Let me go back to Saturday. Oh, no, I want to go back to the morning of, as this is coming in. So Saturday at 18Z. Here is last night's run, this morning, this afternoon, right now. Interesting. All right, let's go back to the real run and look at it. I'm not too worried about Clarksville, Tennessee right now. You guys, I believe, are just either inside the slight risk for Saturday or just outside of it. Be paying attention, though. We're going to keep you guys updated. Just be prepared for severe weather on Saturday. Low to moderate end. Low to medium. Is there severe weather possible in Oklahoma Friday night? It's very possible. Very, very possible. Yeah, if you're just on the outside, I always tell people if you're 25 miles away from a risk zone, consider yourself in it. It'll save your life, I promise. Why is it taking this low? It's down to Louisiana. What are we doing? What are we doing? What did the euro do again with this? Yeah, the euro just has a more compact low. It really likes that more compact low there. I had to log back in here. Hold on. Excuse me. God, the euro run was even more impressive than the 12Z, I think. Yeah, this would not be great for like an overnight severe weather setup. This would put the Ohio Valley in a very interesting setup on Saturday night into Sunday. Interesting. Real-time data, guys. Very important. We're watching real-time data come in. This is how you kind of figure out what's going to happen. Let's look at the dew points on the euro from earlier. This is the 18Z. I haven't looked at this yet. Yeah, moisture is not going to be an issue. So we're going to have moisture in place, plentiful moisture for severe weather. And even into Sunday, we're going to have moisture as far as western Pennsylvania. So I do think that there could be a severe weather risk in this area on Sunday. We're just going to have to wait and see what SPC does on that. In terms of the precip type, you can see those showers and thunderstorms coming through. You'll see this line set up. I mean, this looks like a pretty decent setup on the euro. Euro has more convection. Here, let's do this. Let's zoom in here. We're talking Ohio Valley first. We'll go down south after. This is the euro at 21Z on Saturday. Looks like we have some prefrontal supercells in front of our cold front. You have your line behind it here. You know, you got a pretty decent vertical wind field here, but the problem also is going to be is this trough is not negatively tilted, so your low-level jet is going to be the same as your mid-level winds, which makes this more of a damaging wind threat. But, I mean, this comes through. Looks to be like a linear event almost. And then just lots of rainfall. Interesting. Yeah, it wasn't a typhoon in Alaska. It was a very, very strong upper level low that ended up happening up there. We can talk more about. I'll do more of a talk on that tomorrow. I'm still kind of waiting to gather some information on that story as well. I actually just heard more about that today. So, yeah, the euro not really. See, it keeps most of this instability kind of stuck down here. I wonder if that's due to cloud cover, or if we're gonna have rain. Ongoing, which will be interesting to watch. Just not a lot of instability up here, which makes me really question that severe weather setup. Let's take a sounding here. Let's Central Arkansas on 21Z on Saturday. Not a lot of instability to work with, at least on that one. That's a better setup. Yeah, I really think personally, guys, I think damaging winds and hail are going to be the main threat on Saturday with a couple tornadoes possible. I don't see this being a big tornado event. They're just, at least as of right now. We'll see how trends go over the next 2 or 3 days here, but if you're in that slight risk, just definitely be paying attention. We'll be watching more next week's severe weather events. We'll see if the GFS has changed anything. What is it doing with precip? Yeah, the GFS doesn't even barely have any rain convecting. This model's so stupid sometimes. It's weird because it has a more robust setup. This is why I think the GFS. So if the GFS is right, we get more severe weather in this area. If the European's right, we get more severe weather included in this area. That's what we're looking at. Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. There are so many people that are calling this a tornado outbreak. First off, make sure they do weather content full time, or at least they do it most of the time on their stream or their platform. Second, if they are calling a slight risk a tornado outbreak, they definitely are not knowing what they're talking about. You can't call a level 2 slight risk. What this means right here. This does not mean a tornado outbreak is happening. This is a level 2 risk out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. It means there's a 15% chance of severe weather happening. 15% chance within a 25-mile radius. There are people out there that want to make clickbait video views, and because we've not had severe weather in over 2 weeks, they're drawing a level 2 slight risk a big deal. That's what's happening. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid, and that's how people get killed, because people give false information. So, welcome to 2025 in the weather world. Glad we didn't have any hurricanes make landfall yet so far, because it would be even worse. So, welcome to the world of forecasting weather, where I deal with that on a daily basis. It sucks. Trust me, I hate it. Anyways, yeah, everybody wants to be a weather nerd, but here's the biggest thing. I always tell people to do this. If you see somebody talking about weather, ask them a weather question. Ask them, hey, can you pull a sounding? What is the sounding? Like, ask them a weather-related question that sounds complex or hard, and see if they can give you an answer to it. Ask them what a capping inversion is. Ask them what a capping inversion is and see if they can explain it. If they can't, then they're off to the races in La La Land. So I do weather full time. I'm a meteorology student. I'm in school for weather. I will have a degree in meteorology in about 2.5 years. I've been doing weather coverage for almost 10 years. I've been doing this a long time. Not my first rodeo. I've been pretty spot on a lot with my forecasts as well over the last 3 years that I've been doing this. Those just are, yeah, that's a thing as well. That's true too. Yeah, ask about a hodograph. Ask them for a hodograph and see, or how to read one. Yeah, and that's something, Holly, as well. That's something we were talking about earlier. I was talking to another friend of mine that does weather content on here as well, Connor, and we were having a chat about that earlier, and it's just crazy. People will take an upper level low and make it look like it's anything. I saw what happened up in Alaska, and it was a pretty big deal, but we also had billions of dollars in damage on the East Coast this weekend from a nor'easter, and people were calling it a hurricane when it was not whatsoever. Yeah, exactly, Sadie. And my heart goes to you for having to deal with that this year. We covered that storm live on here, and it was awful to watch that. I feel you for that one. So yeah, Arizona's been wild the last couple days as well. It's been a story and a half for you guys over there. The good news is once we get this upper level low out of here tomorrow, we'll have a little bit of a break for you guys. So that'll be some good news. All right, let me look at the instability again on the new GFS run coming in. Let's see if we're looking at anything different. Oh. Interesting. So we're trending up in instability, but it's further west on the new GFS run. This is why I really think personally, I don't see, and this is just my opinion right now, things can change. I don't see severe weather happening really in this area, at least as of right now. I really see our severe weather event being right in this catty corner in southern Missouri, eastern Oklahoma, northeast Texas, Arkansas, and northern Louisiana right now. And that is all due to that instability. If we don't have instability, you're really not going to get a lot of severe weather. And where is that instability on Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when daytime heating commences? There it is. Where is it not? Up here. And as we progress to the evening hours, we lose most of our instability as that front comes through. So we'll have to see how things play out. But that is an uptrend. That is an uptrend on GFS with instability, very much. Let's look at it. Let's just take a look here and see what the runs have done today. Watch your circle. Sorry, Lanny, my bad. My bad. All right, let's go 165. No, that's not what I wanted. That's next week. Next week will be a different story as well. Where's it at? There we go. Look at the trends and the instability. So a couple runs ago, it favored instability over here, and then it downtrended and downtrended and downtrended and downtrended. And now there's this morning, this afternoon, and then now. Seems to me like the models are trying to figure themselves out, genuinely. We'll talk topics again here in just a moment. This is interesting. Looks to be mostly a wind and a hail threat, though, still. I'm not seeing a lot of tornado genesis with this. Mostly will be a wind and hail threat, I think, personally. At least as of right now. Hi, BC. Yeah, but then you start to see next week we'll see more severe weather potentially arise. Let me go back to that troughing and see. Yeah, I'm not me personally, guys. If you've watched me for a while, you know how I explain things. I'm really not too. We're gonna cover this on Saturday because it needs to be covered. I'm not too likable on Saturday's setup right now. I like this one. I really like this, and this is next week. This is next Wednesday and Thursday. We're gonna have to watch this bad boy right here. This one is a lot deeper of a low, and two, this looks like it's gonna try and eject right across the Central Plains next week. So I would be watching number 2 and number 1, but I really want to put a lot of attention to number 2, but I'm going to wait because we're going to see if this trends for the next couple more days. But definitely still will be some severe weather on Saturday for sure here. We'll see if things trend up or if they trend down. If you're St. Louis area, just be prepared. Here's the biggest thing. If you're in a risk zone or have the chance to be for severe weather on Saturday, just be prepared. I want you guys to understand as well. We are getting ready to officially kick off fall and winter severe weather season. If you're in the Ohio Valley, if you're in Missouri, if you're in Arkansas, if you're down in the Southeast, if you're in the Southern Plains, you've got to be prepared for fall and second severe weather season all year long. So if you have that mindset, just be ready to go. This is not going to be a tornado outbreak on Saturday whatsoever. At least as of right now, we would have to see some ridiculous trends up for that to happen. This is not anywhere near a beautiful looking trough to produce that, at least that I've seen in my lifetime. Just be prepared seasonal round or year round for severe weather, if that helps answer the question, Mary. So we'll kind of see how things play out. This trough, though, I really like this trough next week. I really think this is going to be interesting to watch. Let's take back on the tropics here. I want to go back to the tropics and see if our tropical wave is doing anything stupid tonight. This is always for fun. From the May tornadoes. Yeah, and sadly, if you live in the Ohio Valley, welcome here to Western Kentucky where I'm at. We get it all the time. Very much. It just depends, user. It depends on the pattern recognition. So typically in a La Nina pattern, which is what we're going to be in for the next couple of months, it favors the central and southern plains, the southeast, and the Ohio Valley, kind of the Arcotech. It splits like western Kentucky, central Kentucky down towards Tennessee in the southeast, over towards like East Texas, eastern Oklahoma. You really can see severe weather at any point, anywhere in the year with the right setup, but it really does favor that lower Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley down to the southeast, especially for the next couple of months. And then especially as we go towards January, February, March, it really likes the Ohio Valley in the southeast more times than not. So, well, there it is, guys. There is the new run of the GFS, taking our tropical system by next Tuesday, the 21st, keeping it down south. So is it going to go here? Is it going to go here? Is it going to go here? Is it going to go? I don't know. What is it going to do? I don't know. I'm over trying to figure out tropical systems. I'm ready for hurricane season to end. Absolutely, Camille. So I post my forecast videos no later than 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. If for whatever reason, and Rochelle has tried so many times to get me to do this, and it's not happening. If I can start to get myself up early in the morning, I need like a human alarm clock or something. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I would like to have my videos out by 8 o'clock in the morning. Does that ever happen? No, because Mesomat sleeps in and is lazy and can't get out the bed, because that's just myself. Because I stay up all night scrolling on TikTok once I get off stream, literally. Typically, on a normal day, I want to go live in the morning, go live in the afternoon, go live at night. Just have notifications on, and once I post a video, I typically go live a couple hours after. Starting tomorrow, we're going to start doing updates midday. So I'll probably have a live stream tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Around 11 or noonish. I want to get a midday update tomorrow because we may have severe weather to cover, so around that time frame, if that helps out a little bit. Hopefully that helps. Hello, mama. Get to say use. All right. I want to watch the end of this GFS run too to see what it's going to do. If it's going to take our storm out to La La Land again. Other than that, do you guys have questions on anything? Like I said, it's really just watching what's going to happen. What are we going to see next week? What are we going to see this week? I don't know. I'll tell you guys this, is I'm ready to start covering some weather. I am tired of sitting in a chair and playing video games all day long because weather is not happening. Legitimately, at the end of the day. That is how I feel. I am ready for some real-time weather to happen. It's great stuff. Alrighty. Hold on a second. Check out something. Also, if you guys have not checked out my bird video, please go check it out. I made that stupid video before I got on stream, and I thought it was hilarious, so I just did it. When I start making funny videos on my platform, typically that tells you guys I'm bored out of my mind and I need weather to happen. So that happened today. That tells you something, legitimately. All right. Well, let's see. Questions. I pretty much run through everything that I've wanted to run through. What are your thoughts on next week, 2020 or 22 through 23? Severe weather. You know, right now, this is the new run coming in. Based off of this trough, it's definitely not as impressive as it looked earlier this morning. I could see some severe weather in this corner here next week. Around Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tomatoes. The green area. Are you talking on the SPC map on the top of the screen? Also, I just noticed that you can't see the top right of the screen up there. Hold on. There we go. That is the general thunderstorm risk, and the little marginal risk sits up in southwestern California tonight. Minnesota, I'm pretty sure, is about done with severe weather. You guys are going to get cold. Can I cook? Absolutely not whatsoever. Absolutely not. Let's see here. A little bit more amplified trough there. I'm just not too keen on if this is gonna do anything as well. No, the birds do tell me the weather, guys. I hope y'all know that. My forecast is based off of birds. If you watch the video, you know. Literally, I forecast off of birds. Clarksville, Tennessee for Sunday. That front will clear out. You guys should be okay on Sunday. Maybe a couple of raindrops, but I think you're going to be mostly okay on Sunday. Okay, Tweety. You know what, Manders? You're spicy. Oh, well, the GFS just completely vaporized our severe weather threat next week. It doesn't even have any instability now. And that's due to the troughing changing. Weather is changing. This is why we can't forecast weather 7 days out. Oh, yeah, Mia, very possible. Very, very possible. Animals sense weather patterns. That is true. Very, very true. Can huge flock of birds? We can see them as radar ripples sometimes. A lot of times this year when birds migrate, people will see if you're looking at a radar at the right time, you can see the ripple of when the flocks of birds go. And a lot of people think that that's weather manipulation when it's actually birds. I'm not joking. I've had a lot of comments on that. Yeah, if there were significant tornadoes possible on Sunday, I would be freaking out right now because I would probably be in that, and that's not the case. There is no severe weather threat, at least as of right now, expected for Sunday whatsoever. That's what I'm telling you guys. There are so many people on social media that are lacking and starved for content. They will literally make up anything and post an old model run, an old SPC outlook, an old hurricane outlook, or whatever, and say it's happening right now and put the date on it, and then fearmonger. Yep. There's too many people that fearmongering. If it's not a meteorologist, a meteorology student, it looks like they know what they're talking about in weather world. Don't believe them, don't follow them, and don't trust them for weather. Basically, weather Twitter in a nutshell as well. Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. I'm ready to be called a meteorologist and get my degree finished so that way I avoid that obstacle. But even then, if you're a degree meteorologist, you get told you get paid to lie all the time. So I also get that a lot. Also quite interesting conversation. Katie, Saturday looks interesting for you and Friday looks interesting for you. Same thing as we talked about earlier, just looking at all hazards. Yeah, there looks to be no severe weather next week now, according to the models here. Interesting. It does have our tropical system still hanging out next Wednesday down here. I probably won't now, Sarah, since it's 11:30. You're supposed to get on earlier with me, Sarah, when I was streaming it. Gosh. It'll be tomorrow if you're on. I got off and I was waiting on you to get back from the store, Sarah, so you can message me. At least as of right now, yes, user. But that can change. That's why I ask you guys to check for updates, because these models update every 6 hours, so they're going to change. And then once we get into short and medium range model guidance, starting on Wednesday and Thursday, when the NAM come in, the NAM 3K, the Rufus comes in, we'll have a better idea of what's going to be happening even closer to more details. So, how does Sunday look for severe weather? If there is severe weather on Sunday, it's going to be up in New York and Pennsylvania. Very low threat. Let's look at our tropical system, too, again. Yeah, the GFS is going with a tropical storm by next Wednesday down here. This is the wave that we're watching. The wave's been very consistent down here. It kind of keeps it hanging around here next week, and then eventually we'll probably do some rinky-dink shit like this and move it to the north. I don't know what it's going to do. The last two couple model runs have put this thing, like, over here. What's up, Jordan? Good to see ya. Lots of things to watch. I'm not worried, guys. Listen, if I'm not freaking out and worried, you guys should be freaking out and worried. I stare at weather models 24/7. I'm not joking when I say that. This is literally my full-time job. I analyze weather as it's happening and before. Yeah, there is no severe weather expected. I mean, Tennessee has this little risk zone on Wednesday. There's a chance we could get some low-end severe weather on Tennessee. It's not a tornado outbreak, and it's not a severe weather outbreak. And you can't even say there's going to be a severe weather outbreak or tornado outbreak 8 days out. It's just not possible. If there are people telling you that there's a tornado outbreak happening on Sunday when today is just now Monday, one, they have no idea what they're talking about, and two, they want to make money. It's theoretically impossible. I wish I could forecast severe weather 8 days out. We can't. Look, this is happening on Saturday, and we still have a 15% confidence that, this is barely going to happen. And we're already seeing downtrends. Things can uptrend and things can downtrend in a heartbeat. That's why you have to monitor the weather all the time. Not a problem. I've done this a couple times or two. Oh, are we trending north now with our low? All right, so GFS wants a tropical storm in the Caribbean still by next Wednesday with a 101 pressure reading. Not the subtropical low off the East Coast next week as well. That's interesting. Also, if you are interested in weather, learning about weather, send me a message. I am still offering here and there free weather classes if anybody's interested. Just shoot me a message. I love to teach. Teaching and learning and understanding weather and diagnosing models and radar helps anxiety and helps better forecast weather yourself. That is what I tell people. Also, if you guys will if there's anything you take away from the channel, do as Mesomat says, not as Mesomat does, because I will run out in the middle of a tornado warning with a tornado on the ground and take pictures. Don't do that. Absolutely do not do that. I also talk to the birds as well. That is true, too. Yeah, just send me a message. I have lots of... I'm telling you guys, if I'm on here doing a game stream, I should be doing other things. Like doing weather, but the weather's not happening right now. So until then, I have free time. So feel free to message me if you were interested. Yeah, I don't see how Lorenzo has 60-mile-per-hour winds either. That's weird. Tulsa misses you. Well, Tulsa, when you guys get some weather, we'll cover it. It's literally, guys, I'm telling you, this has been the longest severe weather drought I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, it has been quiet. No tropical coverage, no severe weather coverage. Like, we haven't had a weather coverage day for more than 2 hours on a stream, maybe 3 hours on a stream, since like July. It's literally been July. It's been that long. It's been crazy. Oh yeah, guys, also, thank you, Rochelle, for mentioning that to me. If you guys have not checked out one of my pinned videos, we are doing a meet and greet next year. If you are interested in meeting Mesomat, and figuring out and helping us figure out where that meet and greet is going to happen next year, it's probably going to be during the summertime next year, probably June or July. Right now, Oklahoma is winning the battle. But if you are interested and you would like me to come visit your state for a meet and greet, or possibly come meet me and you are interested in general, go comment on the video. It's, I think, the third one that's pinned. Right now, Oklahoma's winning, though. It looks like right now we are going to Oklahoma next year for our first meet and greet, but we'll see. Lainey, I can just drive to see you whenever we get a chance to come see you at this point. But yeah, right now it looks to be like Oklahoma may win. We may be making a 9-hour drive next year to Oklahoma. I have a lot of you guys which is in Oklahoma, which is also interesting. I have a lot of people in the Ohio Valley, and I have a lot of people that are in the Okie state. The storms that are in the lower part of Mexico, no, those won't know. Lainey, if we end up going to Oklahoma and you come, that'll be pretty cool. Gotta meet the Roro. Gotta meet the Roro. You don't have to meet me to meet Roro. It's funny too, guys, because I was at the Reed Timmer Dominator tour last week. I think it was on Friday. I went to go meet Reed on Friday, which was really freaking cool in Marion, Illinois. And I had like 3 people comment on the video that said they saw me, but they were scared to come see me in public. If you guys see me in public, or you see Rochelle in public, come say hi. We don't care. I would love to conversate with people. Like, I literally do the weather on social media. Like, if you see me, come say hi. I've had somebody notice me at a theme park. I've had somebody notice me at Seven Brew the other day. I had somebody notice me. What else, babe? We had somebody notice us at Texas Roadhouse. Like, it happens. If you do social media, it happens. Like, if you see us in public, don't. Yeah, I'm not intimidating whatsoever. I'm actually really dumb and not smart. I'm just kidding. But yeah. I live at Seven Brew, guys. Our Seven Brew just opened 2.5 weeks ago, and I've ordered over 50 drinks there and had 5 free drinks already. I'm not joking. I'm addicted to Seven Brew. It's an issue. I think they're scared of you from the bird video. That's crazy. What's up, Mia? Yeah, Rochelle's nice as well. I'm not worried about Roro. Roro's not mean. Yeah, I have a really bad Seven Brew addiction. It's awful. I want to know where this stupid tropical system's gonna go. It's just keeping it down here. It's literally keeping it down here all next week because of this high pressure. I've literally tried, I think, every single 7 Energy that's on the menu. I'm literally almost done with all the Halloween stuff that they have. It's a problem when you start going to Facebook and you're having to look for recipes in a Facebook group because you've literally tried everything on the menu. Like, it's a problem. A big problem. I don't know, I've seen you before. I'm new here. What's up, Tornadic Rebel? Good to see you. I appreciate you for hopping on the YouTube stream. Yeah, Seven Brew is just like, it's amazing. My eyes were open to Seven Brew when I went to Ohio, or whenever we went to Ohio back on the 4th, and it has changed my life significantly. Yeah, it's interesting too. I think Lorenzo will make an interesting track. It'll do that little bit of a Yui turn. Oh man. I'll have to watch this old trough going toward the end of next week, see if that trends or not. Don't think I'm seeing anything else. Yeah, me too. Do you know when that opens, babe? Have we figured out when that opens yet? Not at all, darn. The GFS is just keeping this thing hanging around. Let me look at the pattern here. I'm curious. Excuse me. It's trending it like backwards now. Oh man. So this is our little tropical system for next week that we're gonna be watching. This is like next Friday the 24th. It's still down here. Yeah, it is kind of stalled, but it's got this huge high pressure to the west here, so in reality, it should pull it, I would think. Might take it back again. We'll see. See what it does. Our weather's been up and down with temperatures, both highs and lows temperature. Yeah, it's been a weird last couple of months. I was really hoping to do some hurricane coverage with you guys this year, but that clearly may not be a thing unless the system gets itself together. Gotta love weather trends. Temperatures for the next couple of days. We can take a look here. There it is. That is through the 23rd. It was actually issued today. That's all the way through the 23rd. So we got blue is below average. I think we're going to have a pretty nice, hopeful cold front come through at the end of the month, is what the models are trying to signal. Yeah, pretty warm down there in southern Texas, Meg, for you guys. I hate to say that. I know you guys are probably sick of it down there. No, y'all are sick of it. All right. What y'all got for me? Also, Claire, if you're still in here again, thank you for all the love tonight. I really appreciate the last 2 days. You've been amazing. I hope you know you don't ever have to do that. I appreciate it, though. I really do. I really do. Very, very much. I want to see what this run is going to do. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, man, guys. Yep, it's going to take it back. It's going to take it back east again. I was waiting for it. It's going to be our one different model run. This is so funny. And then there's Jenny Purr. What will Mississippi get? Possibly some severe weather on Saturday. I'm here. You know, you want to say hi to everybody, Purrs. She's getting chunky.
A new MCD has been issued for this location.
Not the mesoscale discussion. That's crazy. I should have done that bird video with her. I should have had her do it. Have her get eaten by a bird or something. I don't know. Thank you, Mama, for all the gifts. I appreciate it. Thank you. See, meow, meow. She's so freaking adorable. Like, look at her. Look at that thing. Meow. Stop pressing with the keyboard. Meow. She's adorable. We love her. So we love you. We love the kitties. Ah. She's like, Dad, I don't like you. She always comes in here around midnight because she knows I'm about to go to bed so she can sleep with me every time. Hey, Dad, why are you not in bed? Why are you not in bed? Look, she'll grab for me. Hold on. Hold on. We'll see if she'll do it. You gonna do it? She just kind of deals with it, is what she does. That's fine, Sarah. That's fine. I'll be getting off here in just a minute. We love her. All right, Purse. She's like, Dad, I want to go to bed. She is a sweetheart. She's a crazy. You can ask Rochelle. Rochelle don't like her, though. Rochelle thinks she's crazy. Rochelle thinks I'm crazy, but she's with me, so it's fine. Oh, my lance up. All right, I want to see at the end of this run what it's going to do. Looks like it's going to, yeah, it's going to take it northwest. It's going to take it this direction. What a weird run, though. So stupid run. Juniper. Juniper. Do you guys want another gaming stream tomorrow or no? What do we want to do tomorrow? Tomorrow is Tuesday. What do I have going on tomorrow? Nothing. I never have anything going on, sadly. I don't know what I want to do tomorrow. I really don't. Oh, we have that new NASCAR game that comes out tomorrow. We could run that game tomorrow. It shouldn't be 1 a.m. already, I know. I could, honestly, I haven't done a lot of battles. I don't have a lot of people that watch the streams where I battle other people. And I don't like the idea of battling people and taking people's money. I just don't like it. Like, I feel like you guys have to gift when we do battles, and I don't like that stuff. I mean, we could do it, but I stopped doing that a long time ago, almost. Not the One Direction. If you got your wheel, I'll play with you. I didn't get the wheel yet. I still need to get it. I used to be a big battler before I turned my page into a weather page. This was well before. Oh, no, it's turning back. No, it's doing it. Weaker trough? That's weird. There she goes, right into Puerto Rico. This is our tropical system. Ooh. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Yeah, make sure you guys message me if you are interested in weather lessons with Mesomat. And I might get with a couple people tomorrow if I've got some free time. Oh, it's gonna take this thing into Puerto Rico. That's gonna suck if that were to verify. What's up, Maddie? Good to see you. Thank you guys for the follows, by the way. I appreciate it. What is up? Good to see everybody coming in. I feel like I haven't seen. There's Tiffany. Good to see you guys. I feel like I haven't seen half y'all in here in forever. That's also, too, because we haven't streamed a lot, other than gaming streams, so. Hello, hello. Yeah, so this tropical wave, we'll have one more last little hurrah. We'll see if it develops or not. Watch it do some, we'll have it go right into here. That's okay, right, guys? I'm just kidding. I've been on TikTok for a while. I was gonna say, I think I haven't seen you much at all, Maddie. Good to see you though. Hope you're doing well. It's so crazy when we do our weather streams. I see some people that I haven't talked to in a while. I see people that are regulars. I see new people. I love it. I love TikTok. Like, TikTok is awesome. I love my people on YouTube too. I appreciate you guys on YouTube. You guys are also amazing. I need some weather to happen. I am losing my fucking mind. Like, I need something to cover. I need something to happen. Other than dry air and wet moisture. That's about it. Ooh, that's not gross too. That's nasty. Ugh. Anyways, yeah, that's what we're getting at though. It's just like we need something to happen. I am losing my mind. How many people in chat love? How many people in chat love the word moist? Who likes the word dry and who likes the word moist? It's probably a stupid question to ask. Dry. Listen, we always have to end the stream with some ridiculous BS, so why not? Sir. Oh, man. But no, in all seriousness, guys, we'll keep you guys updated. We'll watch trends. We'll do a live stream probably tomorrow around midday, 11 or noonish. We'll keep updated on the tropics. We'll keep updated on why is this going northwest? Stop it. This is not allowed. It's so weird because the GFS run from this afternoon, the 18Z, watch what it did. It takes a Category 5 hurricane. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It takes a Category 5 hurricane, like, right towards Florida. This is where the 18Z stops at. It has a massive hurricane in Florida on Halloween. And the new run that is coming in right now, what we want to talk about why we can't forecast tropical systems more than 5 to 7 days out. This is why. Look at our trends. Look at our trends. Ready? This was the run from this morning, the 06Z. Sorry. The 06Z had our hurricane down here. The lunch run had it here. The 18Z had it here. And now we're back over here. 4 different areas in one day. You guys can understand how complicated it is to forecast weather. It sucks. It really sucks. This is a head scratcher. It's wild. But it's okay. So once again, severe weather, guys, this weekend. We'll be watching much of the Ohio Valley and the Southeast for 2 systems, one Saturday and then one potentially next week. We're watching for an isolated tornado risk tomorrow morning into the afternoon hours for Los Angeles, California. I know that's weird that we're saying that because we don't think of tornadoes in Cali, but it's very possible tomorrow with that upper level low that's going to be moving in. And then, yeah, like I said, we'll just keep you guys updated on that there. And if anything tropical happens, I'm just waiting for the National Hurricane Center to actually mark something so we can have something to go off of. But yeah, forecasting was more accurate 15 years ago. I don't know about that. I could argue though, because if we go back from a standpoint of tracking tropics and hurricanes, Katrina could have been avoided if forecasting was way better, but we didn't have the technology to do it. So I feel like what's happening is technology is getting better, but severe weather and extreme weather is becoming more frequent. And when things happen more frequently, more models show different scenarios, and therefore it makes it a little bit harder. That's just my personal opinion, though. I think we're getting better at forecasting weather. It's just forecasting and the weather is evolving at the same time, meaning we're seeing more tornado outbreaks, we're seeing more stuff, and there's about 1 million different solutions onto why that is. So, but the big question is, severe weather this weekend, is it going to happen? Or do they no longer follow barometric pressure for hurricane landfalls? What do you mean, PAX? They always have the barometric pressure. Wait, Ro, why did you mute? Hold on. I'm confused. Hold on. Hold on a second. I gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Does anybody have questions before we get ready to wrap stream up for today? Let's see if we've got... Yeah, no, we don't predict landfalls based off of where pressure drops. No. Intensity on hurricane based off of pressure, a little bit in wind speed, but... Oh, this would be awful for Puerto Rico next weekend. This would be awful. Yikes. Yeah, we're going to watch Louisville, Kentucky Saturday night. We'll be covering that severe weather event if that unfolds. Jenny Purse, stop. What are you doing, cat? Stop. Jenny. Yeah, this model run's almost over with. Excuse me. Oh, that is Haiti, I guess. Yeah, it is. What is it doing with our ridging? I know. She's like, Dad, I want you to go to bed. Dad, go to bed. This scenario, this should take this out to see. I know we're in La La Land, but... Lizzie, be mindful. Be mindful. We'll know more information over the next couple days. I think this risk zone is going to shrink pretty significantly this tonight. We'll just see what happens. Could change, could stay the same. We'll see what they do. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm going to give it a couple more frames here and we'll get off. I just want to see if it goes out to sea or if it goes northwest. We'll look at the ensembles and everything else tomorrow morning when everything updates. Oh, more severe weather coming. Love that. Just a very active jet stream. Yeah, this run will more than likely take it out, I'm hoping, with this trough. That'd be this coming up Friday. That sounds more of a better idea. So hopefully we'll have more of an, tomorrow and Wednesday will probably be kind of watch days. We'll see how the evolution of our troughing phases, but, we'll just have to see what happens. I know, I get depressed too when there's no weather, I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely. So weird. No, I'm never depressed. Yeah, I guess that's a way of doing it, but now we don't have to do all that work. Now the models mostly do it for us. The models are usually pretty decently accurate with these systems. Yeah, we're getting off here in just a second. I'm tired too. I'm pretty sure Jenny Purr's like, Dad, I'm ready to get off. I'm ready to go to bed. I think this is the latest light stream I've done in a while. Claire, again, thank you for the love once again. I really appreciate it. What's up? What's up? Oh, no, Pax, that's completely understandable. Like, you're good. Absolutely. Ask the questions. Yeah, it's going to take it out to sea. On this run. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm tired. I'll have videos out to you guys tomorrow around mid-morning, between 8 and 10 a.m. We'll probably do a game stream again tomorrow while we wait on updates to happen. If anything doesn't change significantly tomorrow, we'll probably do another later update tomorrow again. We'll have our update a lot sooner tomorrow than 10:30, 11 o'clock. So, is KY going to get storms this weekend? Yes, to the Severix standard. We're going to have to wait and see. We'll have to see how things, play out here over the next couple of days. We'll look at more diagnosis on our models tomorrow and our ensembles tomorrow. Other than that, guys, I appreciate all the love, all the support as always. Thank you. Weather team, mods, care team, safety team, radar team. Thank you guys, leads as well. Roro, thank you. I'll see everybody back in here tomorrow at some point. Y'all come hang out for the game stream tomorrow. It'll be fun. You can watch Mesomat rage and throw controllers on the walls. Just kidding. I love y'all. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see y'all back in here again tomorrow.